Hey everyone, Thor here, out enjoying Crested Butte, cooking up some sandwiches for lunch. But today we're going to be talking about what's going on with Denver and Colorado's worst snowpack in a very long time. Also, some stuff going on in the Front Range with mass shootings, which sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, there was going to be that. And along with that, we're going to go over some of the trails here at Crested Butte that you guys can look forward to. Without further ado, let's start hitting the trails.
All right, as we fully settle into the riding, there is actually something important that happened in Summit County this week that I thought was actually pretty critical to talk about, and I haven't seen a lot of people do so. Earlier this month, actually on January 7th, law enforcement arrested a Breckenridge man after he allegedly made explicit threats about carrying out a mass shooting at a ski resort. And according to the investigators, he sent dozens of messages to people he knew describing plans to commit mass violence. Man, this guy is already coming off as an absolute genius. Just put it on social media with your friends. Clearly, no one will ever figure that out. But what matters most here is the people who received those messages took them seriously and reported them immediately. And because of that, deputies were able to act fast, locate him, and arrest him before anyone was hurt. And that part really matters. This could have gone in a very different direction if those messages had been ignored or brushed off. Instead, law enforcement isolated it incredibly quick and prevented what could have been a devastating situation at what is honestly right up there with Keystone, one of the busiest resorts in Colorado, especially if you're on Epic. And what makes this situation especially alarming is how direct the messages were. According to the arrest affidavit, the suspect sent at least 26 messages describing his intent to kill as many people as possible before being stopped, including a quote saying, "There are so many liberals up there." Okay. Investigators say he referenced previous mass shootings and claimed a ski resort would allow him to reach a large number of people quickly, aiming to be the #1 biggest mass shooting of all time. He even suggested that there would be very little law enforcement presence at the resort, something authorities took very seriously. I don't know if he goes to Breckenridge a lot. I almost always see cops at the base of Peak 8. But I don't know. Anyways, because of how specific and time sensitive the threats appeared, the deputies basically followed him, pulled him over, and he got arrested before he ever made it to the mountain. Where we are at right now with all this, though, is he's got multiple serious charges, including felony counts related to inciting destruction of life or property, as well as menacing and harassment. And despite the severity of all of the alleged threats this guy did, a judge set his bond at $25,000 cash, which, if you know the bail bond system, you can get a bail bondsman person to release you for $2,500 or 10% of your bond. That's a crazy low bail amount. I am very confused on this. And it's not just me, it stood out to a lot of other people, especially after prosecutors revealed that he has a long criminal history in another state with dozens of prior arrests over the years. This all doesn't mean the case is finished, and it doesn't determine the final outcome, but it does highlight how close the situation may have come to becoming something far worse. Now, this isn't about creating panic, and it's not about suggesting that ski resorts are unsafe places to be. I just wanted to do a reminder that real world issues don't stop at the base area, and that speaking up when something feels wrong can genuinely save lives. So do what the people did here and report it immediately. Now, at the same time all of this was unfolding, Colorado has been dealing with another issue that's shaping up this entire season. It's not nearly as severe, but it is something worth talking about, and that is the snowpack. Right now, Colorado is experiencing the worst season-to-date snowpack since record-keeping began in 1987. Statewide levels are hovering around 62% of average, with some southern basins near or below 50. And that's not just the skiing and riding headline. Low snowpack affects water supply, wildfire risk later this year. Mountain biking is going to be a pain, and the long-term stability of mountain communities that rely on winter tourism. The good news is the season isn't over yet. However, snowpack typically peaks closer to early spring, and history shows that some rough starts can still recover. But right now, what we're riding is very much a low snow reality, and nowhere is that more obvious than along the Front Range. Resorts like Keystone and Breckenridge, while they may be close to Denver and easy for a lot of us to access, well, they're extremely popular for that reason, especially during dry stretches. When snowfall is limited and traffic is high, snow disappears fast. Runs firm up, ice shows through, and terrain that might normally feel manageable suddenly becomes a lot less forgiving. That's why getting out of the Front Range can make such a notable difference right now. Places like Crested Butte, where I'm riding in the video that you're seeing where I did on Friday, there hasn't been the same volume of day trippers. So even without massive snowfall totals, the snow tends to hold up better simply because fewer people are riding the same lines all day. And the result is softer conditions, more space, and a more relaxed riding experience overall, as you can see from what we're doing and having fun with. So yeah, this video was a little bit of everything, some great turns with friends, perspective on what's happening in Colorado right now, and a reminder that this season is different and it's asking us to ride a little smarter and be a little more aware. That being said, there are still tons of great cook-offs happening in parking lots that you're about to see with me and my friends, so if you're ever in a parking lot, you see me, come over for a grilled cheese.
How is Colby's sandwiches?
I don't know yet.
Well, take a bite.
I'm not ready.
Do it.
I'm warming up.
Go.
He's still making it.
Anytime now.
It's warm.
It's warm. There's not butter on both sides.
I won't have